I've been getting many requests for a guide on how to defeat Scarlet Witch. The key to victory is figuring out your win condition. Scarlet Witch relies on Witch's Descent to apply defense down status, which activates her damage increase specializations. Incidentally, Doctor Strange has a similar win condition. There are slight differences in animation lengths and status effects, but the reasoning is the same. His Astral Walk essentially increases your damage on the opponent, while protecting you. Their win conditions are so similar that they cancel each other out when used at the same time, with many saying that Witch's Descent is too strong. One should realize that Astral Walk could actually be stronger in skilled hands. Your win condition is where you will focus all effort in, and it could be based on the meta or your own playstyle. Now, in terms of countering Witch's Descent specifically, we need to study its animation frames. First, it has very low startup, so it checks if it hits practically when the button is pressed. Second, the damage to health and guard applies when the ball animation finishes. Third, once her movement animation ends, she can be targeted again. Skills with fast startup are countered by dodging before it hits. There are two ways to manage prediction and conditioning. Watching videos like this helps with prediction, because you can prepare for things you're aware of. Conditioning, meanwhile, is a player's skill to manipulate the opponent, and is harder to teach. An example of this is when in my past duels, I would always move up to the opponent and start with Hex Force Field. Now, with these concepts in mind, let's watch this sparring session with perhaps the top Doctor Strange player in the region. We'll review his build after the matches. The first match is all about data gathering. Keeping away, being patient, seeing how the opponent reacts. In this sparring session, I didn't actually know that his buff granted him status immunity. So I was wondering why he seemed so tanky and could still use skills. This Chaos Sphere wins the game for me not because of the damage, but because it applied instability status, which increased the damage of my Witch's Descent. In the thick of the fight, our attention was on the opponent's usage of dodges and invincibility frames. So don't forget spacing to allow yourself to buff up again. This was my first encounter with Banish. It's his second win condition and will later prove to be effective. I'm going to use Chaos Sphere soon. Note how it catches early dodges. Running after him, not letting him get space to buff again. Basic attacks to bait, then dodge. I started flying every match after I noticed he flew in the first match. Note how he predicts my Witch's Descent after my invisibility. Once his Astral Walk win condition activates, it becomes difficult for me. No stamina for Chaos Sphere. His secondary win condition activated and got him the match. Spacing to recover cooldowns and stamina.
Bad luck for you.
Basic attack to activate badge that reduces cooldown with max damage hits. But I spammed too much and it locked me in animation. Firing Chaos Sphere in close range is risky, but it makes it harder to react to it.
Feel the chaos. I spell your doom. Feel the chaos. Bad luck for you.
Using Gift of Silence early is a terrible option considering he's still immune to status. I kept getting punished for it, and it taught me well in future duels. Sometimes you need to keep losing to remember to avoid bad habits. In fast-paced games, our brain can turn off and run on instinct. Changing your instinct involves repeated training, and often a step back to review performance and research, as I did for this video.
I've spelled your doom. Bad luck for you. Feel the chaos. Bad luck for you.
Let's study his build now. His base stats are quite high compared to many others I've seen. He's using Steampunk to buff his Mystic Art skills. His badges have some base attack to benefit from his many attack percent sources. And lots of base HP rolls for survivability. For cards, he uses to attack percent main stat ones, while ensuring he has maximum cooldown. His specializations are interesting, because he uses the one that applies Banish after 4 hits of a Mystic Art skill. Final notes. 1. Defeating Scarlet Witch involves learning the matchup. Study her skills with intention, and resist the instinct to complain. 2. Win conditions vary in difficulty of execution. Classes with hard win conditions might be considered low tier. 3. Have multiple win conditions to avoid getting countered. 4. Build stats with intention. If your win condition involves a long time, you need to survive, so HP and defense stats make sense. 5. Counter fast skills with prediction. You need to use instincts to react fast enough. Change instincts through repetition and practice. 6. Make prediction easier through conditioning. Observe how the opponent moves, See how he reacts to the moves you use. If his reaction lets you accomplish your win condition, exploit by doing the move again whenever you want to activate your win condition. Thanks for watching.